I'm excited to talk about Akheem Mesidor because after watching his tape, I think he's actually my favorite defensive player in this entire draft. If you were to look up the definition of relentless motor, you'd see the name Akheem Mesidor next to it. This guy is flying around the field 100 miles an hour on every play, and especially when he's rushing the passer. And I'm going to say something that I'll get a lot of hate for, and I do not care. Akheem Mesidor is a better pass rusher than Ruben Bain. Akheem Mesidor is a better pass rusher than Ruben Bain. And it's not just because he had more sacks than Bain. Watch the tape, and you'll see Akheem Mesidor consistently beating Ruben Bain to the quarterback. There were a number of plays where I watched Akheem Mesidor beat Ruben Bain to the quarterback, and the only reason Ruben Bain was credited with a half sack on the play is because the quarterback wasn't technically down yet when he got there, but really it was Akheem Mesidor that made the play. He's got an elite first step. He's got active hands to get off blockers. He's got an impressive change of direction, and he's going 100 miles an hour until the play is over. It's unfortunate because Akheem Mesidor won't be drafted in the top half of the first round because he'll be a 25-year-old rookie, but I don't care. Akheem Mesidor might just be the best pass rusher in this entire draft. I absolutely love this guy. Will, I'm thinking that you don't agree with me.
No, I was trying to think of teams in the back half of the first round that I would be a good fit. Because what you just told me, Joel, was, well, reading between the lines of what you just said, is that he's very good, but needs someone else to draw the attention. Because better or not, Ruben Bain drew all the attention on that defensive line. He got the double teams, he got the chip help, he got all that stuff on the opposite side because Ruben Bain was the name that drew the attention. So the backseat rusher, Mesidor here, was able to reap all the benefits because Ruben Bain got all the attention, which is great. I love that. And
okay,
what did he do with that attention? Was he made play after play after, or with the lack of attention, was he made all the plays. It's not like he didn't get the attention and it didn't make the plays. He made up for it. He made that whole team better.
Do you think that just because of what I said, or do you think that because that's actually what you think from scouting him?
No, I actually have him ranked higher than Ruben Bain as well. But I think that might be a part of it. Same thing we were just taking away from Kenyon Sadiq with, we're now giving to Mesidor. He had to share the spotlight on that defensive line. The problem was he wasn't as big of a name as Ruben Bain, and so they shifted all the help to the other side. So I also like Mesidor a lot. And I'm just going to kind of cut to the end here because I think the only thing that's really being talked about with Mesidor is, he'll be a 25-year-old rookie. That's a big old who caresville for me. You sign him.
I don't care.
You get him in a rookie contract that has a 4-year guarantee, fifth-year team option. You keep him for that fifth-year team option. He is in a probably late first round, if not early second round contract, so it's very team favorable. By the time his first contract over, he's 30 years old, and now you don't have to re-sign him. You ask any company ever, when they hire somebody, they want 5 good years out of somebody. That's all that they can really hope for. After that, we got our money worth. If we bring him in and train him for 5 good years, 5 elite pass rushing years, I mean, no team's going to complain about that. On a rookie deal, and then you don't have to re-sign him because he's 30 years old, I mean, come on. That's the dream.
I mean, I think because he is a little bit older and he does have more experience, I think he steps into the NFL and is a day one starter, and he doesn't need to be a guy who needs to be trained up as a pass rusher. I think he's an NFL-ready pass rusher right now, and I think, Will, based off of what you were saying earlier, where he needs somebody on the other side to have all the attention, the perfect fit for Akheem Mesidor would be the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
At pick 17. With Aiden Hutchinson on the other side, Akheem Mesidor would have a double-digit sack season.
21, Pittsburgh. If they're going to take a quarterback and he's still there,
that's another good spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the last thing they need is more defense. They need to work out their offense. So
I agree with both of you. Even the parts where you disagreed, I still agree with that. No, I agree with Joel completely. But also, I'm glad Will brought that up. That because the line was being distracted by other big bodies, it allowed him to go in and do work. I mean, fortunately, defense, as well as offense, is a team sport. And so, if that's what it requires, some bigger body, someone else to distract, draw a double team, whatever, to be able to go in there. I mean, I agree with Joel. The motor is insane. It is, like he said, the definition of relentless. Also, I think he is ready to start day one. So I do think that he would be a good 1-2 punch with some other, good edge rusher or even a big defensive tackle to take the pressure off.
Yeah, I mean, really the only negative thing I have to say about him, aside from his age, which I don't care about, but people will say is a negative. The only other thing I have to say about him on the negative side is that he sometimes does lose his balance and loses his body control because he's going so fast that his body just can't keep up with how fast he's trying to move. Go watch the tape of Akheem Mesidor. This guy is moving so insanely fast on every single play, and he does not stop until the play is over. Like, it is insane how quickly he gets off the ball, how fast he's moving throughout the entire play. This guy just does not stop, but sometimes his body just cannot keep up with him because he is trying to go so fast. But that's really the only other negative thing that I would have to say about him. But he's my favorite defensive player in this entire draft. Absolutely love him.
I would like to see him do a better job of converting his speed into power. And our last thing here in the area of improvement is lacks the strength to be offensive linemen with good anchors. He's got incredibly fast hands as well, and he uses a 2-hand swipe. He will go down with it, or he tries to stay outside, so he'll go maybe right with it. And he swipes hands away, but that's just not always going to work. Some of these elite tackles in the NFL are just unbelievably fast at replacing their hands after they've been swiped, or punching with one hand and then after the swipe punching with the other hand. I want to see more of him converting his speed into power and using that speed as power rather than just straight speed. But yeah, that the high motor and the speed is going to make every defensive coordinator just incredibly happy.
Absolutely. And we mentioned this with Ruben Bain, so I'll mention it again here because they both play for Miami. Their defensive line coach is Hall of Fame edge Jason Taylor. So he has coached up these two guys very, very well. Overall, I think Akheem Mesidor is, we'll talk about it later too, but Akheem Mesidor is a better player than Ruben Bain, in my opinion. I just don't like Ruben Bain that much, but I love Akheem Mesidor.
Also, Mark Davis's haircut still sucks.